A large hospital building stands prominently, marked by a red cross, casting an imposing shadow over the bustling street. He thought about the psychiatry department sign looming over him, a symbol of his growing unease in this chaotic world. A confident woman questioned Yi, asking if every living creature he saw resembled a pig. A confident woman noticed Yi's hesitation, sensing his uncertainty about his reality. He nodded, feeling reassured in her presence. A confident woman confronted someone off-screen, her defiance radiating through the air as she demanded clarity on her perceived insult. He sat deep in thought, grappling with a troubling revelation that stirred confusion within him. A pig-like character with glasses expressed surprise at the unusual condition he had never encountered before. Close-up captured a woman's eye, filled with admiration as she gazed at the young man with dark hair. The confident woman leaned closer, adjusting her clothing, while he appeared surprised and flustered by her playful demeanor. He appeared focused as he prepared to check the body's functions, his expression a mix of nervousness and determination. The confident woman leaned forward, engaging a young man with dark hair, asking what he saw in the moment. The pig-like character expressed disbelief, asserting her beauty even in a madman's eyes, refusing to be seen as a pig. The woman gestured mysteriously, revealing something significant to a young man with dark hair. He reacted with surprise, his curiosity piqued by her words. A concerned woman in a lab coat held her hands nervously, expressing worry about Yi's mental state. A confident woman pointed at a spine model, asserting that Yi had serious problems with his spine. An informative figure gestured toward a deformed spine, explaining how it compressed his brain and nerves, impacting his perception of others. His eyes widened in astonishment as he processed the shocking revelation before him. The doctor explained that surgery could realign Yi's spine, but the risks included possible paralysis if it failed. His expression shifted to surprise as he processed the unexpected news about his condition. The atmosphere grew tense as a confident woman questioned Yi about his silence, demanding answers with an impatient tone. He reached out, his expression intense, as he demanded the return of his spine, urgency lacing his voice. The model of a spine lay in her hands, and amusement flickered in her eyes. She thought it was a shame he misunderstood its significance. A green bus approached the stop, where a young man with dark hair waited alongside a group of relaxed passengers. A tired young man with dark hair yawned while sitting on the bus, surrounded by indifferent passengers. A serious young man with dark hair sat alone, reading a paper about mental illness. He revealed his name as Yi, marking a moment of vulnerability. A crowded bus rolled along, filled with passengers resembling pigs, and the young man with dark hair observed, amused by the bizarre sight. He reflected on how everything he saw seemed pig-like, attributing it to his upbringing as a butcher's child. He admitted it didn't impact his life much, except when it came to dating. He held a document labeled Severe Mental Illness, feeling a sense of anxious resignation as he contemplated the day ahead. Anticipation hung thick in the air as a curious young man watched the glowing crystal, captivated by its radiant allure. Anxiety swirled in the bustling space as he worried about his illness impacting his professional awakening. He feared it would be a huge problem. The unknown character urgently called out to Yi, grabbing his attention amidst the chaos. A wave of relief washed over an excited girl as she spotted the thoughtful young man. She exclaimed about his timely arrival, her nerves easing. He clenched his fist, exuding defiance as he threatened another character with violence. A joyful pig-like character celebrated energetically, radiating excitement in the lively atmosphere around him. The girl confronted the young man with dark hair, her frustration palpable as she demanded his attention. A tense moment lingered in the air as he contemplated his situation, reflecting on the weight of his unique perception. Zhu clung to Yi, her playful demeanor sparking teasing comments from onlookers about their childhood bond. An air of tension filled the space as a frustrated woman shouted at Yi, her emotions boiling over against his calm demeanor. He smiled slightly, reassuring the pig-like creature to ignore the chaos around them. A large glowing crystal dominated the stage, as an authoritative figure instructed the crowd to line up according to their student numbers for the ceremony. A powerful voice declared that now was the time to showcase everything learned at school. Strength, agility, and spirit were essential for awakening an advanced profession. Determined instructors spoke passionately about the awakening ceremony's significance, emphasizing the impact of their chosen profession on their entire lives. The atmosphere buzzed with anticipation as an authoritative figure instructed everyone to place their hands on the mysterious stone platform. Lightning crackled ominously as a young man with dark hair reached towards a swirling vortex, his focus unwavering in the tense atmosphere. A powerful energy orb pulsed in the air, drawing the attention of a young man with dark hair. He reached towards the energy orb, amazed and overwhelmed by its presence. Tense confrontation unfolded as a calm and observant young man with dark hair watched closely, assessing the intensity of the muscular character before him. A sudden burst of energy surged from Yi, illuminating the dim space as he directed it towards a glowing stone. A tense atmosphere surrounded a young man with dark hair as he approached a mysterious dark object, eyes focused and alert. A sense of dread filled the air as a young man with dark hair raised his hand, desperate to fend off the looming danger. Powerful light radiated from the source, drawing the determined young man with dark hair closer in a moment of intense focus. A rare profession was revealed, and Yi reacted in shock upon discovering its significance. A confident figure questioned a distressed group of students, demanding to know one student's name. A confident character struck a dramatic pose, introducing himself as to the principal. A cunning figure spoke confidently to a young man with dark hair, offering to discuss his future path. A celebratory atmosphere filled the room as everyone admired Yi's confidence. He expressed his gratitude to the principal for their support. Excited peers cheered for Yi, affirming his awesomeness. A confident figure called out to Yi, urging him to step forward. A cheering crowd surrounded a confident young man with dark hair standing on the stage, ready to face the challenge ahead. He analyzed the mysterious character stats, noting that while he seemed off, his abilities were astonishingly high, 10 times greater than an average person's. A surge of hope filled the air as he reached for the glowing object, surrounded by flickering lightning. He unleashed a powerful energy attack, engulfed in a surge of purple lightning that crackled with fierce intensity. A brilliant golden light suddenly illuminated the surroundings, capturing everyone's attention. The young man with dark hair shouted in astonishment about the golden light. He channeled energy from the storm, light and crackling around him in a fierce display of power. He appeared startled, a single drop of sweat trickling down his brow as he reacted to an unseen threat. He observed the divine artifact, astonished by its glowing power. An unknown character exclaimed about its divine tier, overwhelmed with excitement. He reacted with alarm, his eyes wide as he faced an unexpected disturbance in the air. Laughter erupted from the crowd, leaving a worried young man with dark hair feeling increasingly out of place among the amusement. A confident and ambitious young man with dark hair stood before the students, revealing his divine tier awakening with a smug expression. The mocking figure belittled the young man with dark hair, boasting about how even a divine healer couldn't compare to him. He expressed disappointment at the outcome, believing the young man with dark hair would achieve greatness but feeling let down instead. Mysterious crystal glowed as a white-haired figure stood before Yi, frustration evident in his demeanor. Strange atmosphere enveloped the scene, leaving the young man with dark hair puzzled as he reacted to an unknown phenomenon. A glowing status screen appeared, captivating Yi's attention as he contemplated its implications. A strange game mechanic caught Yi's attention, leaving him both amused and puzzled by the absurdity of it all. A confident young man with dark hair smirked, realizing that maybe being a lunatic held unexpected benefits. He stood before a crowd of pig-like figures, asserting his view of the world with contempt. A tense atmosphere surrounded a young man with dark hair as he approached a mysterious figure amidst a striking crystal backdrop. Laughter erupted around a calm and nonchalant young man with dark hair standing before the group. Laughter erupted as a confident and sarcastic young man with red hair mocked Academy, declaring it only produced a pig butcher instead of a real dragon. A playful young man with dark hair pointed at, his smile wide and teasing, reacted with laughter, playfully calling him a punk. A supportive woman comforted a pensive young man with dark hair, assuring him that everything would be all right. A playful woman touched a young man with dark hair on the head, teasing him about following in his father's footsteps as a pig butcher. Frustration radiated from a young man with dark hair, who couldn't believe the luck of his rival, cursing under his breath about accumulated blessings. Excitement bubbled within a young girl as she shared her thoughts with a pensive man, mentioning how their families would be thrilled about their reunion. Memories flooded back to a thoughtful and reflective young man, as he recalled how their parents had always tried to match him with the playful girl. A confident figure announced Sue, his voice carrying anticipation through the crowd. A hopeful girl expressed her dreams to a thoughtful man, wondering if she would inherit her mother's tailoring skills or her father's winemaking talents. A tense atmosphere enveloped the scene as he reacted to an unseen threat. A blue-haired figure reached toward a mysterious object, anxiety etched across her face as tension hung in the air. Glowing crystal radiated ominous energy, igniting a wave of concern among the group. He reacted with intense worry as he sensed the impending danger. His wide eyes reflected shock, overwhelmed by the unexpected event unfolding before him. An elderly man exclaimed with enthusiasm, sharing his excitement about the legendary profession that had just been mentioned. Dynamic brush strokes appeared against a colorful sky, revealing a focused and contemplative young man. He created strokes in the sky, his determination evident in every movement. A powerful figure stood amidst a mystical glow, ready to unveil a legendary weapon that would change everything. He revealed the legendary Snow Soul Sword, embodying confidence and resolve. An older man with long gray hair expressed shock at the revelation of a legendary combat profession, awakening unexpectedly. A confident woman stood surrounded by swirling mist, her presence commanding and powerful, as if she were the embodiment of the fog itself. A confident figure assured a worried young woman that Academy would fully support her in whatever she needed in the future. A confident woman walked down the steps, her graceful poise captivating the attentive observer. He watched her approach, a pleased expression on his face. A confident woman speculated about Sue's loyalty to Yi, questioning if she would still follow him like a loyal puppy. Busy setting buzzed with chatter as a single woman in a tan shirt critiqued Yi's abilities, calling him a loser who should stay away from Sue. He expressed his excitement, gesturing enthusiastically as he congratulated the female character, who listened with a surprised look on her face. A sense of urgency filled the air as a character, with silver hair called out desperately for Yi. A determined woman with blue hair clarified previous misunderstandings to Yi, hoping to pave the way for a fresh start. Shocking truths settled in the air, and Yi's wide eyes revealed his profound revelation. The male characters watched a female character from behind, sharing amused expressions as they observed her unaware of their attention. A confident young man expressed determination, ready to face whatever challenges awaited him. A tense confrontation unfolded as an assertive woman confronted a young man with dark hair about his ambitions. She expressed doubt about his potential for greatness. A conflicted young man with dark hair appeared, defending himself against unseen accusations. He insisted he should not be blamed for the situation unfolding around him. Air crowded with tension as a pig-like character declared the terms, asserting dominance in the heated negotiation. Atmosphere shifted as a young man with dark hair smiled confidently, having gotten rid of the pig-headed obstacle. He expressed satisfaction toward the surprised woman behind him. A confident young man with dark hair leaned toward Sue, suggesting he could teach her a lesson to help her see reality more clearly. He leaned closer to the female character, inviting her into a moment filled with unspoken words and shared uncertainty. A furious young man with dark hair shouted aggressively at someone unseen, demanding their attention in a tense moment of confrontation. Surrounded by a bustling crowd, a young man with dark hair stood frozen, confusion washing over him as he processed the unexpected chaos. Confrontation erupted as an aggressive character grabbed a young man with dark hair by the arm, demanding his attention with fury. A determined young man with dark hair stared intently, questioning an unseen entity with a fierce intensity. A mysterious and foreboding presence loomed over a character, who appeared shocked and overwhelmed by the intimidation. He shouted in surprise while stumbling backward, startled by the sudden appearance of an unknown character standing calmly nearby. He appeared menacingly, his glowing eyes fixed on the frightened pig, creating an ominous atmosphere thick with tension. A chaotic crowd erupted in laughter, while two distressed figures rushed to check on his well-being. He expressed his frantic concern about his condition. A powerful figure threatened Yi, fury radiating from him as he yelled, dripping with sweat and intense emotion. A muscular character lunged toward Yi, fury igniting his every move. He punched Yi, demanding respect with a fierce glare. He prepared to strike back, his determination blazing as he unleashed a powerful punch toward the enemy. A piercing scream echoed through the air as a young man with dark hair clutched his arm in agony. A sudden downpour drenched the scene, leaving a young man with dark hair and another character visibly surprised. He expressed confusion about what was happening. A storm of fury erupted as a young man with dark hair shouted incredulously at an unseen opponent, questioning their very existence. A confident young man with dark hair asserted his strength, stating that being a pig butcher naturally gave him serious power in his hands. The atmosphere tightened as three characters expressed alarm and concern over brother's hand. He questioned the strange situation unfolding before them. A furious young man with dark hair threatened Yi while brandishing a glowing sword, filled with rage and intent. Tension in the air thickened as two characters expressed their shock about the impending fight. One worried character warned that brother was getting serious. Another disdainfully lamented Yi's poor decision to confront such a powerful opponent. He revealed the void, its glow a testament to its power, as the observer watched with astonishment at the weapon's potential. A fierce young man with dark hair confronted his opponent, vowing to cripple them right then and there, his determination palpable in the charged atmosphere. A powerful ice attack surged from a determined young man with dark hair, aimed at an unseen target, filling the air with an intense chill. A desperate young man with dark hair struggled against a large, icy weapon, feeling immobilized and helpless in the chilling grip of his own body. A tense atmosphere hung in the air as a distressed young man with dark hair questioned Sue's loyalty to the situation unfolding before them. A determined woman stood firm in the snowy backdrop, her fierce expression demanding the unseen antagonist to stop. A determined woman intervened, expressing her desire for the fierce conflict to cease and urging the fighters to find peace instead of escalating. A shadowy figure confronted Yi, declaring their worlds had diverged completely, and their final meeting marked a farewell to the past. A tense atmosphere hung in the air as Yi gave a serious warning, urging someone to leave immediately. A determined woman warned Yi to leave, stating that she wouldn't help him if he sought revenge again. He decided it was time to leave, expressing his intent to exit the conversation. A concerned woman and a confused man observed a young man with dark hair, noting how he seemed completely unfazed by the tension around him. A lonely young man with dark hair walked down a deserted street, the silence amplifying his sense of isolation. A large dog barked aggressively, startling a young man with dark hair as a calm woman maintained control over the unruly animal. A fierce boar and a confident pig stood their ground, growling defiantly at the audience as an ominous energy filled the air. A confident young man with dark hair addressed a woman, requesting her dog to move aside as it blocked his path. A large pig-like figure confronted a young man with dark hair, its voice booming with accusation and anger. He listened to the figure's harsh words about manners and ownership of the road. A determined young man with dark hair focused intensely, preparing to test his theory, his mind racing with possibilities. A tense moment unfolded as a determined young man with dark hair delivered a powerful kick to the menacing wolf. A terrified woman exclaimed to her son not to scare her, her fear palpable as she reacted to a frightened creature nearby. A glowing blue interface displayed a system notification, indicating an increase in damage by 1%. A glowing interface captivated a young man with dark hair, sparking a realization that everything was aligning as he had hoped. The elderly woman screamed at Yi, her fury boiling over as she threatened him for the loss of her son. A tight grip clutched a little reading Psycho, as a panic-stricken young man with dark hair looked on in terror. A determined young man with dark hair confronted an unseen character, asserting that he would leave if there was nothing else to discuss. A young man with dark hair screamed in fear and frustration about encountering a psycho, questioning the futility of dying for nothing. A warm smile radiated from an elderly woman as she addressed someone off-panel, her tone supportive and caring. She urged the young man to take care of himself. A serene view of Yi's home unfolded, evoking a deep sense of nostalgia within him. A playful young man with dark hair asked a woman if she had really changed her profession to pig butcher. Yi, thoughtful and attentive, acknowledged the situation with a hint of surprise as he contemplated the recent events surrounding him. A jovial father figure teased his son about their shared profession, suggesting an honest life was better than violence. He listened, curious about the slaughterhouse visit planned for tomorrow. A serene night sky unfolded above traditional architecture, a crescent moon shining brightly amid a tapestry of stars. Night deepened and a calm serenity enveloped the room, cradling a young man with dark hair in peaceful slumber. He lay sprawled on the bed, content in his whimsical onesie adorned with playful pigs. A shadowy figure emerged, its menacing presence casting an ominous atmosphere over the scene. A shadowy figure loomed outside the window, while a protective woman warned it not to disturb their lives. A shadowy figure with glowing blue eyes questioned Yi about his son, revealing a shocking connection that stirred confusion in the young man. An intimidating young man glared fiercely, warning the unseen intruder not to disturb them again or face dire consequences. A cloaked figure emerged, shrouded in darkness, delivering unsettling news that sent a chill through the atmosphere. He claimed that the organization would not trouble the listener anymore. A mysterious phenomenon flickered outside the window, capturing the attention of a curious young man with dark hair. He observed the strange event, surprise evident on his face. A heavy atmosphere enveloped the slaughterhouse, creating an ominous sense of foreboding. He walked through the chilling environment, observing the hanging meat with unease. A tense moment hung in the air as he cautiously peeked through the curtain, his heart racing with apprehension. A display of sharp knives caught the young man's eye, each tool gleaming with purpose. The father encouraged his son to choose a sword from the display, his voice steady and supportive. He appeared surprised, his gaze fixed on an unseen event in the bustling kitchen, curiosity etched across his face. A tense atmosphere filled the room as sparks erupted from a stick in a gloved hand. He declared that this one was very suitable. System notification declared that the pig-slaying knife had been selected, granting Yi a powerful edge in battle. He stood confidently, knife in hand, ready to take the assistance the crucial first step in their craft. Monstrous Pig squealed loudly, its sharp teeth glinting menacingly in the dim light. He stood confidently with a knife, instructing the apprentice that striking the weak spot would ensure a quick victory. If you'd like to see your favorite titles retold, leave a comment, and I'll be sure to pick some of them up from time to time. Also, let me know which video format you like more, long videos or short ones. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again soon.